All right, something interesting today. We've got a French CX expert with an Italian last name living in Spain and is going to be delivering this interview in English. Oh my God, so international.
This is so impressive.
So a short introduction about myself and our activities. My name is Matthieu Bonelli. I'm French and I currently live in Valencia in Spain. I'm the founder of CX Mania, which is a consulting company where we basically help organizations, digital companies to make better decisions with their customer experience. I have dedicated my entire career to customer experience from companies like Zalando, Casper, and then the aim was to really help more organizations to become more customer-centric. What is my vision of CX in today's world? I think today this is clear that every company knows what CX is. Everyone is aware of how important it is for the business. We see companies like intensifying their effort when it comes to becoming more customer-centric. However, the reality is, us as consumers, we still have a lot of frustration when we deal with much larger companies. I think their size makes it very difficult to change. So I also see a very big opportunity for small and medium companies to really catch up with the big players in the market when they focus right away on customer experience. That's so much faster. Oh, what is the best part of your job when you work in CX? It's difficult because I love everything I do. I'm truly passionate by the topic of customer experience management. If I had to pick one, I would say those are the little things you do that make a really big impact. And when you work with the clients, I was very skeptical at first of how this small change could make a big difference. When you see their eyes of like, oh, it's actually working better than we thought. That's really this small thing that makes it all worth it. What did you learn about CX with your activities and customers? Definitely that we know the bigger the company, the slower it is to change customer experience management. So the earliest you start on CX, the best it's going to be for you, for your customers, and for your business sustainability, basically. But in the end, it has nothing to do with the methodology and how you do things, because changing the way you work is very easy. However, changing the mindset is the most difficult. So if you can start right away with the right mindset and be customer-centric, that's going to have a tremendous impact on your CX along the way. Which brand to you is a great example of putting customers first. I have no hesitation to me, this is Zalando. This is where I started my career. This is one of the most customer-centric organization we can see in Europe. E-commerce, fashion company, for those who don't know Zalando, but I guess everyone knows them. Not only the experience is fantastic, at every step there's so much care for the user, so much personalization on what you can do, but also the way they put customers first. They have this motto, or they had this motto when I was working with them: always put yourself in your customer's shoes. And that's something every employee lives in. And that's something even the CEO, when he's talking to his shareholders on the quarterly business review, he talks first about what we've done for customer experience, what we've achieved, what are the areas of improvement. And only after talking about this for 5 minutes, only after that, right, he says the financials and he talks about growth and everything. So always customer first, and it just cascades down to what everyone lives in the company. Do you have a personal CX story when you went the extra mile? Yes, I remember when the pandemic happened and the first confinement, all of the events that were planned were switched to online, and then I decided to create a Udemy course. I remember when it was live looking in details at every comment and every start, right? One day I had a 5-star review. It was my first 5-star review. And I was a little bit shocked, right? But then I looked into it, and instead of getting mad at it, instead of complaining and then moving on, I started looking up at the person, and I realized he was actually a CX consultant. So I reached out to him and I said, thank you so much for your feedback. I didn't understand your comments, but now I get it why you put a 1-star. You were saying that this is too basic, and you're right. For you as a CX expert, it's too basic. Sorry, on my end, I did not write right away on the notes and on the course comments that this was for beginners. Thank you so much. So not only I changed that, and I wasn't expecting anything, and I wasn't mad at him, right? But he replied to me and he's like, oh my God, that answer is exactly living the CX life and having this customer-centric mindset. I'm so sorry my comment was harsh. I just put 4 stars. You just made my day. And yeah, we still talk, and we're still in touch today. We still talk to each other. And I use this to remind myself that just trying to be empathic and just to be understanding and trying to do the right things are the best way in customer experience. CX in 3 words to conclude with the interview. The first one is people, then value, and my last one would be the journey. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
beaucoup.
Allez, ciao, ciao.
Bye. Bye.